Welcome everyone to the Incredicast Podcast. I'm Adam Hurst here with David Kerrigan. And NASCAR recently, this past Sunday, went to Atlanta Motor Speedway, a place where Kevin Harvick stayed out front for the majority of the day and managed to get his second win at the racetrack. We're here to take you from lap 1 all the way to lap 325. So, it was a pretty rainy day in Atlanta, wouldn't you say?
Yes, it was. Early on in the morning, early afternoon, late at night. So, it was pretty like a sad, and depressing day over there, I'd say. But,
Yeah.
but either way, we saw some really good racing, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it was worth the wait, I would definitely say. We saw at the beginning of the race, Kyle Busch managed to get his first ever pole at Atlanta, but that lead would not last for long as Rocket Man Newman, manages to pass him on the restart, and he led for how many laps? 20, I would say?
I would say, yeah.
Yeah, which then the top side of the racetrack, it was very fast early on. Didn't see the bottom kick in for like 10, 15 laps. That's when Kevin Harvick managed to make his way up to the front and pass both Kyle Busch and Rocket Man.
Ryan Newman.
Ryan Newman.
Yeah, because what people were saying was that all the rain washed away all of the rubber that was laid down on the bottom line. So it took some time for that line to come back in, and the Ford car, he really,
Yeah, he
was
back.
on that line the entire time. So
Yeah, at first he fell back to 7th, and then as soon as it kicked in, he was way back in.
He was gone.
He was gone.
And like how he drove this track at Atlanta was so crazy. They were talking. They were talking about it on the Fox broadcast, and they showed where he lifts at the exit of the tri-oval. So he rolls all the way from the exit of the tri-oval on the front straight, all the way into the turn 1, turn 2, rolls through it, and easily, hot specs on the gas. Really crazy how he's just so fast there.
Yeah, he just.
I thought, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, he just figured something out, and he was able to just run his race, do whatever he wanted with the field. Put him in the back. He's back up front in like 20 laps. So Kevin Harvick was just on his A game this past Sunday. But we had something that is known as the competition caution because of the rain delay.
I like to call it a commercial break.
A commercial break. A word from Duracell.
That was the shortest and weirdest commercial that I've ever seen.
Yeah. I can't remember how it went, but it was like one sentence, and that was it.
Yeah, that was it. A word from Duracell. And we're back to racing at Atlanta. Like, what was that?
Yeah.
Like, my. But yeah, we saw in the competition caution how horrifically the tire wear was. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, Jeffrey Earnhardt, he actually blew a tire earlier that run. We saw like how terrible the tires looked, and
it looked like string. Like
Yeah.
a yarn ball had unraveled all over the tire. It was, there was long strands of rubber that were all over the place. So that was crazy.
So yeah, this yarn ball here used to be my tires, but now I use it
Not anymore.
for knitting. And,
Not anymore. But
yeah,
after the competition caution, we saw the 4 car. He decided to win the stage. I mean, he chose to do it, really.
took a Sunday
He didn't
stroll.
have to. Yeah. He really did. And so, yeah, with that, Haas Racing, they now have the most page wins of this year. So,
and the other ones go with Penske. So I think they both have 2.
yes.
Yeah. So Fords have an advantage with stage 1 so far. But then on pit road, Kevin Harvick has an Atlanta issue with whatever on pit road because it happened last year. Happened every year before that, but they had a pit gun or tire gun issue, and that had to put him way back in 19th. So, but he did manage to slice back through the field, but during his slicing, Brown and Kurt took the lead. They didn't know what it was like to lead because
clean air, dude. What is this?
What is this?
It's the 4, right? Yeah. It was really crazy just to see how fast these Fords were, and on the other hand, it was crazy to see how slow these new Camaros were for Chevrolet. They had problems everywhere with Hendrick, with RCR, with Ganassi. Everyone really had no speed, comparatively speaking, when you look at Penske, Stuart Haas, of course. My goodness, you had all 4 cars in the top 10 for like the first half of it for sure. But it was really crazy.
Yeah, we saw William Byron, he was like 33rd, 34th, somewhere in there. He just didn't have speed. We saw Jimmy, he had fast speed at the beginning of the run, but then he just fell off. Nothing happened after that. Wasn't like 20th position, 21st for the majority of the day. Until Jimmy decided to take a spin.
Take a stroll with me.
Took a stroll down to the garage.
It was the right front, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with that...
Right front just blew,
Yeah.
Nothing you can do about that, really.
Yeah.
I mean, you could say that he could have managed the tire wear a little bit better, but at the same time, this track was so horrendous with tire wear, everyone was having issues.
I mean, it's the 7-time champion. He's won Atlanta for like 5 times, and even he has this type of issue. But he currently is not having a great 2018 season.
He's wrecked out in every single race he's raced in so far this year.
We now have a moment of silence for Jimmy Johnson. Okay, and we're done.
Chad Knaus, really. Chad Knaus, my goodness. He spends all this time working on that race car, and then it just gets wrecked. But
yeah, but with that caution though, we had
with that
we had more pit road shenanigans for Harvick. He loses the lead on pit road to Brad Keselowski.
He's trying to lose this race, I tell you. He tried so hard to lose this race.
He was just being mean to him, It's like, here, you can lead for a little bit. I'll have it back.
His car was so good that they're like, no, we have to have it fair, right? Mm-hmm. With problems on pit road. But yeah, the 4 he was a little bit lower on pit road than the 2. And the line on the bottom on the restarts was just so much faster than the line on the top. And you add on that everyone on the top, most of the time, they would have horrible restarts. So,
yeah, which that did happen to Harvick. He dropped back to 5th, finishing the stage in 5th. But Brad did end up winning stage 2. So that is a playoff point for you, Mr. Brad. But then in stage 3, we had the worry of the rain. Would it rain?
No, it wouldn't.
No, it didn't. Thank you, rain, for not raining.
That was really something because they were like, oh, it's starting to rain. Oh, man, we got maybe 10 laps until rain comes. No.
I wonder if
it was there at first, though.
Yeah.
It was there, but then it left.
I wonder if it like was actually going to happen, but they just decided, hey, let's make it interesting for the fans and make them pretend that there's rain.
They were showing a few cameras
Yeah.
that they did have water droplets on them, so I wouldn't put it, in the conspiracy tab of the filing cabinet just yet, but
Yeah.
But either way, with the little rain that would come, that would not come, that would come, you had Hamlin and also Logano. They decided to pretend that they were in F1, and they were trying to stay out longer, and pit one less time. It would help them, to be honest. They would gain some more spots over from where they were in the end. But at the same time, the tire wear was so poor at Atlanta that they lost so much time.
Yeah. They really did. It's like Joe Gibbs was talking about that Harvick would end up catching Hamlin at around lap 10. But after they said that, it took him literally just 2 laps after that to just cruise right on by him. So that just shows you how dominant Harvick's car was. Came out of
And the tires, too, yeah.
tires, yeah. But then we had Trevor Bayne, who his engine expired, and with all of the smoke, Bubba Wallace just rams into the 17, ending both of their nights for a good finish, which I think Bubba he was like 2 or 3 laps down anyway, so.
Yeah. They had a lot of time on pit road at the Bear Bond.
Yeah.
So
Not a fun job for them, but it did create a semi-interesting situation. Would Harvick lose on pit road this time? The answer is no. Managed to finally get it right, and it's on.
Came in first, left first.
Yeah.
So
Question is, does he have a good restart? The answer is yes. But Brad, though, he did not have that great of
on the
a restart.
high line, yeah.
High line just came into play. He did manage to get back up to second. He tried everything he could to just somehow, some way, to catch Harvick. Went up high for a little bit, caught Harvick for a few laps, but then the tires just wear out so fast at Atlanta.
Yeah, the real key for Harvick this past race was on the long stint, which with this horrible tire wear, long was technically maybe a 10 lap stint. So after the first maybe 4 laps, 5 laps, Harvick just had such an advantage that no one could touch him. At the beginning part of the runs, he was still fast on the short runs.
Yeah.
That's the thing, is that he had no area of weakness. He was strong throughout the entire thing. It was just when the tires got poor and they ran out, he was so much better with them. So
Then Kevin Harvick did manage to take home the victory. He led the most laps for the past 5 years, could not get the trophy. Finally, he manages to win it. And finally, he gets to do the awesome salute to Dale Earnhardt Sr. with 3 holding up. And that was a really awesome salute, wouldn't you say?
yeah, he did that in his first ever win there at Atlanta, which that was the first team win that team had ever since Dale Earnhardt the year before he died at Talladega in October of 2000. So that was a big win. back then in 2001 for Kevin Harvick and that 29 team, which they turned the 3 team into the 29 team. And then this past week, I would say this whole race and this win really was huge for that 4 team. So
yeah, you could tell it meant a lot to Harvick. Mike Joy even brought it up that he might have had a few tears. He drifted away there during the victory burnout.
I thought I saw that too. Yeah. So.
But with that, Harvick punches his ticket to the playoffs of the 2018 season very early on. He will join Austin Dillon in that party. But next week, we will see who will punch their ticket for the 3rd spot at Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Are we going to say this every week?
No.
Okay, until the playoffs. All through March, all through April, May, June, July, August. I mean,
the word of the day.
True, though.
Word of the day is playoffs. Every week it is, but
what do they mean?
I don't even know.
I thought it was called a chase.
I really don't know how many times it's going to change.
I thought a chase was called a championship. But it turns out a playoff is called a chase.
A playoff.
What's a playoff called, though?
A
stage?
The ultimate stage.
But either way, we'll head to Las Vegas. And I think we'll see a lot of the same happen at Las Vegas that we saw at Atlanta. It's 2 of the same tracks, not the same exact. However, they're both a mile and a half. I see the Fords again, being strong there. So
yeah, they've been strong lately. So yeah, Texas last year they were strong. Managed to catch Martin Truex to get into
Atlanta
Homestead.
last year.
Atlanta last year, everywhere last year, anywhere. But yeah, we should see the same. Yeah, Pocono too. Should see the same as Atlanta for Las Vegas, except for the tire wear issue. A little less of that, but should be interesting to watch. But who do you think will get that, as I said before, 3rd playoff ticket?
Well, I know that we were just talking about Ford and about how, everyone who's going to go to Homestead is going to be driving for Ford. However, we said that last year, and there was one man who would shock that all, who would change everything. He would hold the script of 2017 in his hands, and he would just, toss the whole thing into a furnace. So I'm going to predict the 2, the 4, the 41 are going to be strong at Las Vegas. However, I see the 78 of Martin Truex Jr., MTJ. I see him going to victory lane.
Just like he did last year, though.
Yeah.
That was his first win last year. But me, I'm going to pick a Ford. Shocker, I know.
What?
I think Joey Logano will overcome his struggles that he's had for the past year. He's going to finally get back to victory lane. I know he's wanting to get it so bad, but I think he will. He was close last year, so I could really see that happening.
Yeah. Not a bad pick at all, no.
Yeah. But yes, I don't think that there is any news for us to talk about this week, so I think that is pretty much it, right?
I believe so.
So everyone, look out for the 78, look out for the 22. Don't forget about the 4, the 41. It's going to be a great race. Stay tuned. We'll be back next week for our third installment of Season 1. I hope you guys have a great week.